10 o'clock Tuesday. Hi, it's 10 o'clock Tuesday, and I'm Patty Mueller with Artistic Gardens, landscape designer and garden coach. To prune or not to prune? To cut or not to cut? That is the question that's always asked of me. And I always answer, when are you busiest? In the fall time or in the springtime? That determines a lot of when you're going to prune something. Right now, I find myself busiest in the fall time. Or no, in the springtime, I'm sorry. So that's why I'm cutting now in the fall time. One of the plants that for sure I like to cut are the hostas. Once you get to that first frost, they get all mushy and everything. You can feel them. And in fact, you can just kind of pull them right out. I don't even need my clippers. Look, one hosta. This is a big daddy already cleaned up. That can go in my compost pile. Now over here, I've got another perennial that really isn't affected by the frost, but I really don't see it. We don't come out in this area in the wintertime, and because I am so busy in the springtime, I like to cut it now in the fall. Once again, with all your perennials, what's living is the roots. So you cut the plant down. You're not going to kill the plant by cutting it down. People always ask me, if a rabbit comes and eats a perennial, oh, is it dead? No, it's not dead because the rabbit didn't eat the roots. They just ate the green part. So that's what we're just cutting the plant part. And you just go down and cut it. Now this is harder than the hosta, so you do need your pruners. And you just go down and cut it off. Okay, let's go over here by the lavender. Now a perennial you do want to wait till springtime to cut is lavender. That, I always say wait around till May 15th around Mother's Day. That's when most of the frosts are gone. And then you can cut that back. And then the new growth will come. The other thing too is because lavender and another one is butterfly bush that I like to plant, but it really, it's kind of marginally hardy. So if you're not in a protected area, this is kind of a microclimate where this is, so it's protected. But if it wasn't really protected, one thing you might want to do in December when you bring your Christmas trees out, take the evergreen boughs, cut them, or if you have an oak tree or a neighbor has an oak tree, take the leaves and you can mound it up around the lavender and protect it, mulch it in. And the reason why you use evergreen boughs or oak leaves is because they won't mat down, so you get that air circulation. It's almost like a greenhouse effect, and it stays a consistent temperature. Okay, let's go over here by the vine. Okay, we'll talk about this vine. This is a clematis. It gets white flowers, and you can see even still now it has a bud. If it was warm, it would still be blooming. It started blooming in the springtime, and it keeps on blooming all summer long. And this is white, so like once again, it's really nice to have white in your garden. It kind of gives a pop and brings out the other colors. With this clematis, I just go down here, and you want to leave about 6 inches, and you just cut it with your pruners, and just get ruthless, and just keep cutting, and then you're just going to pull it all, you got to really gaze at it, because it's intertwining things in there, but just really clean it off. And down here, clematis is like their feet covered. And down here, I used a pot. I had this really nice pot that got broken. And what I did then is just take the broken pieces and cover it up, made it look like the clematis was coming out of that pot. So that was kind of exciting. Okay, let's go take a look over here. Now your heuchera, or coral bells is the common name, you do not have to cut. They will stay, their leaves stay pretty good all winter long. So that's, and then in the springtime, if you look in here, you'll see some new growth coming. And that's where sometimes in the springtime, I get all the yucky out and then let the new growth come in. So, well, let's take a walk over here. In my natural area here where I have a lot of like Joe Pye weed and my purple dome asters and cologne, turtle head, I can see from my kitchen window. And here I like to keep this natural with the Panicum Northwood grass and that. So I'm not going to cut any of this back. I'll wait till springtime. As you can see though, we've mulched in a lot of the leaves that we've got when Ken was mowing. He had it baked, and we put it in here to keep the weeds down. And that's really good mulch that will break down because the leaves are kind of in chunks, and that will break down, and that's good for the soil too. The one that I will cut though is my peony right here, and once again I'll just cut that down to the ground. And I'm going to leave my prairie drop seed because I just think when the snow comes, it reminds me of waves from the lake where you have just the snow kind of goes on there and that. So, and I just think all perennial ornamental grasses look great in the winter time. One of my favorite grasses is this one right here. The maidenhair grass is its common name. It's Miscanthus sinensis gracilis. And like I said, maidenhair grass is the common name. But it just really has a nice seed head there, and it's just lovely. Now we're going to talk quick about the roses. I'm not going to prune anything because we don't have to. Any of the roses I grow, I like to have hardy roses. Your shrub roses, this is a fairy rose, and as you can still see, it has some blooms on it. They're dying now, but in the springtime we'll do some winter dieback cutting, and what I mean by that is through the winter I don't have to put a cone on it, I don't do anything, and then come springtime it will it might have some black twigs on it, and that's where it's dyed. It's gotten a little like frostbite, and you just prune that off with your pruners. But we won't do anything now, so let's just walk away from that fairy rose. I just want you to take a look at this. This isn't about pruning at all, but this is about winter interest. This is a star magnolia, and look at the buds on there. It's like pussy willows. And I have this by our front entrance, so when you walk up, you get to see that. And that's what I call winter interest. I love that. Now underneath it is the lentil rose, is its common name, or Helleborus is its scientific name. It blooms in February, well, if March, February, probably late February, early March, way before the tulips. And sometimes there's even snow on the ground, and they'll bloom. And you don't, I can't remember the last time I pruned it. Every once in a while I'll come down and prune a leaf like this one right here. I'll prune that up. But other than that, I just let it go. All right. Now I want to show you another plant that you wait till springtime to cut, and that's the Annabelle hydrangeas. They are, if you look at them, they're kind of peeking over the Densey U's right there. They are great for winter interest. They have the nice heads. It's like having a dried arrangement in your yard. And that's another one that you wait till May 15th and you cut that back. So, I hope I answered some of your questions. So, to answer the question, when to prune, when to cut, spring or fall, it's pretty much up to you. Do you like the look of it for the winter? Or are you busier in the spring or the fall? It's kind of all up to you. But if you need some help, call me, the garden coach. You can email me at artisticgardens@gmail.com. And like I always say, what you plant today will bloom tomorrow. Have a great day.